Hello, friend. It's me, Robin Hallett, intuitive healer and teacher over at robinhallett.com. How are you today? I'm going to talk a little bit about the experience of being single and longing to be in a relationship. I see a lot of clients who are single. My client base is very diverse. I see healers and yoga teachers and business people and teachers, lawyers, entrepreneurs, artists, writers, mommies, daddies. But what unites everybody in my client base is they're all a bit spiritual. They all have varying levels of spirituality that makes them feel unique and like they stand out from the crowd. And that adds a layer of interesting issues to dating. So a lot of times I'll ask people, what is it that you would love? And what's the list of somebody you want to date? And I will get most of the time a list of negative attributes, fears, concerns, issues, past experiences that haven't gone well. People will talk about how at their age they want to meet somebody their own age, but by the time they meet somebody their own age, he's not interested because he wants somebody younger. Or the spirituality piece is like, I need somebody who gets what it's about. They can't make fun of my woo woo. They can't be too stringent or uptight. They can't be closed minded. They can't be they can't be fat. They can't be unhealthy. They can't be bald. They can't be hairy. The list goes on. They can't be too short for me. They can't be too tall. They can't be too set in their ways. So the first thing we need to know is that list is based on ego fears, thoughts and fears. And right from the start, I'm going to suggest that you get a book called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. It is a beautiful book that teaches about ego in such a unique and understandable way. And it's would be very difficult to finish that book and not be awake to what it is that I'm talking about. So a lot of times the list we have is just based on ego, past hurts, future fears, concerns, woundings that we have that we're still healing. People won't get me, they won't accept me, they'll reject me, that kind of stuff. It's a tender process as we move forward into this whole topic of dating. I know for a lot of people, making a dating profile is such a big challenge. It already feels like lining up in gym class and waiting to be picked. And I know other people who, once they get through that, they're so excited to be picked that they forget to even sit with, wait a minute, is this person right for me? Is this what I'm trying to attract and call in? Does this feel good? So, the situations might be different, but my advice is always the same. You have an ego self that is not your true, authentic self. You are a spark of the divine, my friend. You are higher self, spirit, however, stardust, however you want to call it. You are not your small minded thinker self. Michael Singer in his book says, we are not the ones that think, that make the thoughts. We're the ones that hear those thoughts. We're not the thinker, we're the hearer. And that means, there's an inner eye that is not concerned with strife and worry and fear and angst. So we need to rise. We need to recognize the fear and the nervousness and the tension and the old stories and the old history and what people have done or didn't do, or we need to rise above that stuff and say, sweetie, this is me here. This is your beautiful life. What would you love? What would you really want to call in? Set a better standard for yourself and don't allow yourself to just stew in your fear and your concern and your worry. It's not good for you. It's toxic. It's like getting into a bathtub of acid and expecting not to be harmed. It's impossible to sit in an energy of concern and worry and yuck and not be affected by those vibes yourself. So Got to shake it off. Got to learn to recognize when you're in that place of ego, when you're in that place of worry and concern, and rise. And, for me, I tell people don't even entertain those wackadoodly thoughts. They're nuts. I mean, you've heard your thoughts, right? You can generate some real whoppers. I can too. Sometimes I'm like, holy cow, that just all went on in my head. But I look at it kind of like a radio station I'm not interested in listening to. You have to change the channel, baby. So tune to a higher vibration that is really your true and authentic self, and make a list or check your intuition when you're asked on a date or you see someone that you feel interested in. Check in with your higher self first. Is this right for me? Is this what feels good? So I've written what I would think is an amazing post that goes along with this video, and I do hope you'll come over to my website, robinhallett.com. Come over to the blog and check it out. And I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. And, I believe in you. And what I can say with certainty is that if you long to be in a relationship is already part of your spirit. It's already part of the energy that is you. It already exists in escrow, waiting for you to call it in. So practice your alignment and, then learn to feel great while you wait for the ideal mate. Yes, I just made a corny rhyme, but it's a good one, isn't it? Feel great while you wait for that ideal mate. So I'm sending you a ton of love and sparkles and encouragement. I believe in you, I really do. And we're all waking up out of that crazy slumber that is the ego. I tell you, me too. So anyway, this is Robin Hallett, robinhallett.com. I'm signing off, and I'm wishing you all the very best. Ciao, ciao.